So it's been interesting to see how the athletes adorn their shirts, their uniforms. Everybody's got a slightly distinct style. Here we've got both the sleeves tucked in underneath, so he's got both biceps out. He's bouncing around on stage, high-fiving his friends on the way out. He seems ready, full of energy, ready to go, well liked.
इनके ऑपोजिशन जो आ रहे हैं अपने आप को क्रशर कहते हैं ये वो हैं जो एशिया लेवल में चैंपियन बन चुके हैं ये वो हैं जो इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे चैंपियन रह चुके हैं प्लीज मेक सम नॉइज एज वी वेलकम फ्रॉम रोहतक राउडीज मनोज देवनाथ
All business on this world is sleeping. To the heavens.
Now look at the tape, Hollywood Matt Connolly. We've got 173 centimetres to 170 centimetres. 15-inch bicep to 16-inch bicep. Pretty even there in the forearms. Hopefully it's up there, sound evenly matched.
They always have the exact same stance. There is hardly anything in that. But seeing how it plays out here, and the energy from
Manoj, he's psyching himself up. He's got a lot of chalk on the side of the head now as a result of that.
just not
He's fired up. He's got a touch of the crazy guys about him, hasn't he? He's the type of guy in the bar you just you don't want to come across him. Is he called college commentary?
sure.
They're seemingly having some difficulties here getting the athletes set up here.
Dressed here. So all very settle down a little bit, listen to the referee. Intense response there.
One athlete has the sleeves rolled up, the other one has the pants pulled up.
At the start, they're going to see the press versus the top roll. And we're going to get a slip, I think. He's got hold of his finger, but he lets it go. See, it's a slip, they're going to go to the strap. But yes, classic flop wrist press versus the top roll there.
Manoj, he needs to get his emotions in check here. He needs to keep focused.
Fired up. I think that's probably similar to the mask style where you really psych yourself up for the match and feeling that you may be 30-40% stronger if you're in that frame of mind.
Can be easy to get lost in that emotion though.
Yeah, it does put the logic aspect out the window a little bit.
Don't want too much of that adrenaline dumping too early on as well, and you want to be able to maintain the rage if you're going to build yourself up in that way. So let's see if Manoj can maintain that energy throughout this match.
The staring into the eyes of his opponent with that intensity, ferocity, and not having any interest in it whatsoever, only looking at his hand. A bit of gamesmanship here, and we're going to go into the strap. So we saw a flop wrist press versus the top roll. He's able to get the center with that press. He's 3/4 of the way down towards the pad before the opponent was able to utilise their riser effectively enough to get a stop and then work their way to a slip from there. We're about to see the start. We're getting conjecture from
Manoj seems unhappy, calling for advice from his corner.
He's going to take the strap off, no?
Doesn't seem happy. Let's just settle down a little bit.
We're going to get a start to this round.
Staring into the eyes, into the soul of his opponent. find a weakness.
Oh, they're stuck in the middle here. He's got, it's basically a neutral position at this point. Both men working hard, using their frame of their body to try to keep pressure on their opponent. The pronation attempts coming from a giant pair of gears, and he is trying desperately to get through the hand and wrist of Manoj, but and he's getting closer here. Manoj dropping into an open arm King's move position, opening top roll position.
Manoj still able to maintain his hand. That is his only hope at this stage, but it wasn't enough. In the end, surrendering at the last.
The shirt, he's believing that.
Can mean that after a war like that, and after psyching yourself up in the initial stages of the match, you can sometimes overdo it. But now is the time when you need composure. Now is the time that you need the measure of your opponent. It's to settle now and take what he can from that matchup. Take the advice of his corner and look to apply those lessons to this next round.
Tries the top roll. We're going to slip apart. Yeah, there we go. Changed it up there, Manoj. He went, instead of the press, he changed to the top roll. But the hands coming apart there. We'll get them strapped together. We'll see if he employs the top roll strategy or if he goes back to the press.
Now you come one. Okay.
Good change of tactics there, trying to keep your opponent on their toes. Usually the telltale sign, if somebody's going to be pressing, they will put their leg up on the bowl of the table, the leg of the table, to get some extra leverage. When you see somebody doing that, they are usually going to be pressing you.
Now we're seeing a shift in dynamic. It's Vanalallura who is staring into the eyes of Manoj. He's no longer afraid to meet eyeball to eyeball. He feels he has all that it takes to walk away with all of the points here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to end up in a split there. Top always the trouble, maybe watching the straps. But we'll see. It'll be very interesting to see his leg position here. But we'll see it from this angle. But when you see if he's going to utilize that press or if he's going to do the top roll.
Manoj has abandoned the mind games. He's no longer staring into the eyes. Vanalallura comes in. He's able to maintain centre and now surging. This is his chance to claw back a point. Vanalallura looking for an answer. He's able to maintain position in the centre. He's regained that position and is now surging himself.
Absolutely, yeah. So competition for Vanalallura there. You can see he's got the hand in the wrist. He jumps up for a press. Getting someone to get off of the table by the referee. He hasn't got the press yet. He's in a dominant position. He's
Draining Manoj now, playing with him, leading his arm, and probably held that position for 10 or 15 seconds longer than he needed to, just in order to set himself up.
Great win for Vanalallura there. It was a good battle back and forth, but it's like he's got a stronger, no danger, and it never looked at any point that top roll again. I think outside of straps we're going to see a slip in the strap, but keep it on there on his leg, whether or not he's going to stick that against the leg of the table.
Vanalallura puts a couple of extra miles on Manoj's arm there whilst it was sitting in that open arm position. He was heavily on his bicep, and that's very, very taxing. Of course, the adrenaline is now out of the system. He'll be feeling tired, he'll be feeling sore. Vanalallura will be feeling much more fresh. Of course, coming in with those presses is a lot less taxing on the arm. Really using his frame to his advantage.
Yeah, his riser and his pronator are so strong, but Manoj really needs to mitigate that. I think he needs to go low with his grip and he's turning inside.
And his elbow a little further from the pad if he's looking to come backwards as well.
No,
he's moving forward.
He was looking for the slip there. Looked like he let his hand kick back and just pulled straight downwards.
Almost slapping the top of the table.
He kissed it earlier, so
It's a love-hate relationship at the table at this stage.
oh, Vanalallura's been getting up on the table, we've been trying to get down by the referee. We're having it all in this match here.
It's interesting the mind games drop away in both athletes. Now we're not seeing the stares into the eyeballs.
Yeah, it's a telltale sign usually when an athlete is trying to do that intensity before the match starts, and then if they've lost those rounds, you can see Manoj abandoning that strategy and maybe looking to put his energy into the match as opposed to trying to psych his opponent out.
What is Manoj got to do on this occasion? Hollywood Matt Connolly.
He's getting beaten in the riser and the pronator. He's not going to be able to compete with Vanalallura in that. He's had two solid goes at it. He really needs to get this match inside. I think he's more comfortable pressing, and what we're going to see, he tries the top roll again, but again, look at that pronator and that strength of Vanalallura there. You can see he's smiling at the audience. He knows he's safe. He is going to hold this position and just start rocking back and forth. He turns the hand palm up on Manoj and he rolls through for the press, but doesn't quite get there. No, didn't come forward for the press. He didn't need to in the end, but dominant victory there for Vanalallura. 3-0 victory, and that will give 2 bonus points, so a 5-0.
Great performance there, Vanalallura. He has emerged as a surprise packet here this evening. Humble, hard-working,